Hi everybody, it's Mark, the Family Woodworker. This is going to be another one of those videos about a project I have no business trying, but where I thoroughly enjoy the process and the end result. Now, before anybody starts to leave me a troll mail or pitch a nutty, I'm not claiming to be an experienced canvas painting artist. I'm really just a Jackson Pollock fanboy, and I've done 2 other tribute pieces to his artworks that hang in my home, taking my time to study and mimic the general colors and shapes in his works. In short, I kind of nerd out on Jackson Pollock. Mine are just simplistic interpretations because they're abstract and they can really be anything I want them to be. They're not intended to be exact copies at all because I can't. They're more like generalizations, and because my basement office/TV room needs another artwork, here we are. This will be a tribute piece to a 1954 Jackson Pollock work that hangs at MoMA in New York titled Shimmering Substance. Pictures of the work that you can find on the internet show a wild range of colors, none of them really agreeing on the color palette or even how vivid or dark the colors actually are. I mean, this one looks green, for crying out loud. But I really dig the circular motion of the yellow and gold highlights on the canvas, and that's where I'm going to be focusing my time. I started off with an off-white base, and then because I saw a lot of background color popping out like medium blues and some teal, I thought I should add those background colors all over the canvas, expecting them to pop out in spots. And that was a mistake. Those turned out to be top accent colors at best, so I just started over, filling in a lot of the swirling white shapes and adding some bold colors in the same spots that are found on Pollock's work. After that, it was an exercise in building out and layering different shades of yellow to form the core shapes and motion found on the canvas. I'd lay out some colors that seemed to align with the positioning on the original work and then step back looking for the next layers that would overlay what I had just done. I was at a point in the project where I'd started to look for gaps where certain colors could be found on the original artwork and where I could add them back on my own canvas. But I also started to feel that I had gone too far with some of the fine detail. This red oval shape, for example, doesn't really match the original artwork, and in other areas where small black and gray splatters of paint could be seen, don't really look all that great on my attempt. I think I'm going to look to just overpaint some of those areas and then make sure that the swirling vibe of that whole painting still jumps out at me. I'll also pull out a couple of fine brushes and clean up some of those thin lines that look kind of janky, and that'll wrap up the whole project. With those final accent colors added and some touch-ups on some jagged curved lines complete, I decided to honor the title of Pollock's work by adding a little bit more shimmer to the painting. A final top coat of gloss lacquer was sprayed over the canvas to help catch the light and reflect the colors back to the viewer. I already had a custom hardwood frame that fit the canvas, the only bit of woodworking I guess I could have added to the video on my woodworking channel, but it was just a simple mitered frame after all. The canvas fit in tightly without having to add any hardware and was hung in the open space on my long basement wall. It balances out the artwork from my original Pollock tribute on the left, B.B. King and Lucille watching over the center of the room, and now the Shimmer project that sits on the right. It really does look much better than I had hoped, and while it isn't a true representation of the Pollock artwork, I still like it a lot. That circular motion does seem to come through, which looks pretty cool. I'm a Pollock nerd anyway and a maker, and this is what makers do, stepping out of your comfort zone and creating something new despite the challenges. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. All our content is free, we don't ask for donations or charge for memberships, so your thumbs up and a subscription helps us a lot. See more content on thefamilywoodworker.com, including some free woodworking plans. Take care.